Hello, the Anglo-Bean Church. I'm here to do a little teaching, a small one. It's to do about the prophecy of Ezekiel and who is into that who the lost 12 tribes, who they were and where they went. And it's in the 17th chapter of Ezekiel. Thus said Yahweh God, a great eagle with great wings, long-winged, full of feathers, which had divers of colours, came unto Lebanon, and took the highest branch of the cedar. He cropped off the top of his young twigs, and carried it into a land of traffics. He set it in a city of merchants. He took also of the seed of the land, and planted it in a fruitful field. He placed it by a great waters, and set it as a willow tree, and it grew and became a splendid vine of low stature, whose branches turned towards him, the roots thereof were under him, so it became a vine, and brought forth branches, and shot forth springs. Right, let's do a little deep dive into that little bit chapter of Ezekiel 17. The word eagle is no doubt used to represent meaning of transportation, for it came and took and carried something into another land. That something was his young twigs, young members of the highest branches of the cedar of Lebanon, the symbol of the royalty of Palestine. Basically, it's talking about the seed line of the highest order of the royalty, what was in what we know as today as Palestine, Israel. It was the survival of a seed line. Also, the seed of the land, the people of Israel, was placed in another land by the great waters, not the Mediterranean, was planted in a fruitful field, set as a willow tree. No other tree will take root as easily and quickly as the willow. It increased and became a vine, this vine of low stature, and turned its branches towards him. This him, which says towards him, it definitely must necessarily be above the branches, i.e. be acknowledged as a ruler. But the influencer is that this ruler is also not very high, i.e. low, because the vine is a low stature. This referred to as him is the low one, of whom the Didam. You just need to look up the Didam, you'll find out who they were. It means like the royal bloodline was to be turned over, so it was to be overturned. Previously, it's the thing where if previously what I've just said, we have related to the wandering of, basically, if what will go into my words is that it's the relationship of the wandering of the lost 12 tribes of Israel, and where did they go? And this is one of them. The people of Israel were wandering for a long time, and they came to a land known as Ireland by the great waters. The 17th and 18th verses is quite a riddle. There was also another great eagle with great wings and many feathers, and behold, this vine did bend her roots towards him, and shot forth her branches and towards him, that he might water it by the follows of her plantation. It was planted in a good soil by great waters, that it might bring forth branches, that it might bear fruit, that it might be a good vine. And there's another great eagle. Means a different means of transportation than the other one before, which we used. And this vine bent her roots towards him. That is a female twig joining a male twig by the follows of her plantation. This last phrase, what was just so, helps us greatly identify the place by the great waters where the replanted was taking place in Ulster, Ireland. For in olden times, Ulster is spoken of as, basically Ulster in Ireland is spoken of as a plantation of Ulster. I, Yahweh, have brought down the high tree, have exalted the low tree, and have dried up the green tree, and have made the dry tree the flourish. I, Yahweh, have spoken and have done this. Ezekiel 17:24. So yeah, I think that's a good insight to Ezekiel's prophecy of what's to come, which the plantation of what we're left, what we're going to be, what Yahweh planted, what we're going to be, a grapevine, because all this is symbolic. When it's talking about a grapevine or great waters or great mountains, it's usually referring to people. But you need to read carefully, very, very carefully. At times it seems very boring just to read something what's so repetitive. But in them repetitiveness is great wonder and great understanding. So if you keep watching, you'll get more of this. I hope you enjoyed my little talk and my little riddle for you. Ezekiel's Riddle, that's what I'll call it. Ezekiel's Riddle. Yahweh bless.